video review and take a look at the Newage, the legendary heroes, Warrior, Uriel, or otherwise known as Shatterglass Cyclonus. Which, Uriel, probably the weirdest name out of the Newage guys I reviewed, I think. It just sounds weird, anyway. But of course, we're looking at him. Let's take a look at the box. Let's get the camera up a little bit since, box is always bigger. You can see really lovely artwork of the alt mode here, just emphasizing how really nice this alt mode is. Then here we get some product shots of the raw mode, jet mode, same down here. Here we get a shot there, same shot on top. And then the back, we get this with the nice Newage background and then a really blurry image of his little friend. His little target master guy. I didn't realize how blurry he is right there. You'd think they'd focus the camera to focus on both. I don't know. But anyways, that's it for the box. Bringing the camera back down to Cyclonus here, and of course, like I mentioned, this is the Newage Cyclonus in Shatterglass colors, which I'm really glad they made because more Shatterglass Decepticons, always a win. Even though this is technically a repeat if we're counting all of Shatterglass Legends, because Magic Square also made one years ago, which of course, the Newage one is better. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that. But anyways, you can see here in the jet mode that it is very nicely proportioned. It has that really beautiful G1 Cyclonus jet silhouette with a really nice just curve here. It's almost done perfectly. There's a little bump here, but just real nice. The cockpit here, all nicely segmented with the nose. Just the one thing that is weird is the underside, where just the head is just right there. It doesn't go in anywhere, and it doesn't really get covered up. What makes it worse is that it makes the landing gear just such a pain to deal with. You can do it like that, I guess, but it's you'd think it should be behind the head. And if you rotate the head around, then you can't access the landing gear at all. So this is the intended way it has to be. It's weird. Which the landing gear itself is strange too, because this one, as you can see, it's molded in to be a wheel. But then these ones are just flaps. There's no molded in wheel, they're just bits. They just exist. But I mean, they're functional. He stays... Oop, camera's too high. This thing moved down just a bit. You can see he stays. It works. It's functional. And the back here is nothing to overly look at, but it's at least kind of clean. Aside from giant rectangle kibble right here, which I guess the side profile is a bit weird from the legs, but I think that's just how Cyclonus works. But she does come with some accessories. He does have a gun, which is very much just the Kingdom gun, but better looking and somehow less generic looking, which can store under here. You gotta, well, not store, it just kind of plugs in. I think it was an image of it in the box. But you can do that. Or you can take little target master buddy that he comes with. Plug him in down here too. Which weirdly, it's this one, and I think the toy colored version that has him. Just those two. I kind of wish this one had the Mortimer the Eye head, to be honest, as an optional head. I think that would have been really fun, because I would have loved to put that head on here just to have a little bit of a difference. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for jet mode. So let's go ahead and get this boy into robot mode. So first, what you want to do is just untab the wings down here, just these little tabs. Which actually, no, what you should do first, hold in the landing gear. Which this one actually you gotta leave out until we move the head and all that fun stuff. Just get the arms all untabbed, just to get them out of the way. Take the legs here and bring these down, and bring these around, like so, which is pretty much very similar to what you'd expect from Cyclonus. All the bits end up in about the same places as every Cyclonus toy. But bring these down, just kind of split them, which they actually have the joint here to be more together, so you want to swivel it around to get them all proper. Take these panels, just flip them in. Take the feet down here, which they're a little bit weird. They're on a slider in there, so you gotta move the slider up, then flip the toe out. on both sides. So move the slider up, flip out the toe, and then you take the legs and just collapse them in. Move the foot back down. Did I get that one all the way? No, there we go. I think it helps to open the foot when you do the slider. But you just want to take it, move the foot out of the way, tab it in, and the legs are done. They'll stay in place. There we go. To move the camera up because he is getting a little bit tall. I can't say he is like one of the taller New Age Legends figures that I own. So that's kind of fun. But anyways, you want to take the cockpit, bring it all down. Now you can fold the landing gear in. Fold this in, collapse all this together, rotate this around, then plug it in to the back. Then we can take the arms, rotate these up, and tab them in. Which these arms are really weird with how they work. The hands even in the package are not actually attached. Like they come off because there's a pair of alternate hands, spoilers, but they pop off, so you want to pop those in whenever you get them. But fold these around, straighten out the arms, and then rotate them down. You want to take them, you want to get it to where the elbow joint's in the front, and then rotate this around to where everything's situated. Then collapse the wings on both sides, flip that around, flip this the other way, collapse the wing, and finally take the head and split it to get his proper classic horn look. Getting him all situated. And then here is Cyclonus in his robots mode. And he looks very, very nice. I do love how this turned out. Of course, let's take a quick look at his head. Which again, gotta move the camera up because he is a little bit taller than New Age stuff usually is. But you can see it is very nicely sculpted. I actually like this a lot more than the Kingdom one. Because I really didn't like the Kingdom's head sculpt. Because to me it was too thin and too tall. Which while this one's still definitely tall, it's wide enough to where I think it works. I don't know, it just kind of, my brain likes this one. Which I don't have the Kingdom Cyclonus to compare this to. It's just sorry in advance. I don't know why, but I don't know why you really want that, since, you know, this is a whole other scale. But to anyone that does, I'm sorry. But as you can see, the paint on him is done really well. He has little die-cast feet, which I think, I don't know, these are cold. These aren't. I think these are just sort of look die-cast just based on the paint. But you see he has the nice knees painted with the gray and the red. It's a nice orange thighs. A little bit of paint in here with the black and the orange, which is like a separate segmented piece for the ab crunch. Very, very nice. Got some gray in there. So there isn't like a ton of paint, but it's just kind of the necessary bits. And of course that's all painted. Which, weird thing this figure does is you can just very easily rip off his face. He has no alternate faces or anything. I don't know if other versions do. But I remember I was transforming him into jet mode to prepare for the video, and like, the face actually fell off, and I had to search for it on the ground. So that was fun. It's like if you make him look up a bit too much, his face just pops off, or down. There we go. Like, of course he wouldn't do it. Which I wish he could look up. Like, I really wish figures had that cut in the back, you know. Like the Combiner Wars Aerial boss, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. But that's not really Cyclonus' fault. That's just my own weird tastes. Anyways, I guess since we started talking about a little bit of articulation, the head can go up that far, down that far. It is on a ball joint to actually get some side to side. Then of course these can move if you just want him to to cosplay a cone head. That is an option. That is a thing you can do. If I can get that split back. There you go. Arms can go out on this joint, I think. Oh wait, no, I'm just delusional. That looks like a joint, but I guess it locks in. Arms can go out that far. Full 360 here. You can also move them on this transformation joint, so I guess you can get a little bit more going on. Nice double bend at the elbow, which you can play with to get some nice range in there. There is a tight swivel here that's really weird to access, just because how this works. Then you can, of course, swivel the arm here. You can swivel the wrist, and then if he had a sword, He'd have like pointing wrists that even have a little cutout. Could they have just given him like the more to meets the eye head and the sword too? That would have been fun. Come on, Newage. I would have arguably taken that over the Target Master, even though the Target Master is the thing he should come with. Anyways, ab crunch, waist swivel. He has little hip skirts that move up. So his legs can move up that far, back that far, and of course he has this transformation joint, so you can play with it to get him really high up, which is always fun to see. Just a 90-degree knee bend kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Swivel there at the thigh, and there's a little bit of play in the ball joint as well. Then an ankle tilt, and what's really fun is that you can unlock the ankle to kind of get them pointing forward a little bit. I mean, pointing back a little bit, so that's fun for some poses. Yeah, very well articulated figure. One thing that is kind of like weird to me is the hollowness in the leg here, because usually Newage figures are solid. Like they usually don't have hollow stuff going on, but I guess Cyclonus just does for some reason. I don't know. So yeah, he does look quite nice. Which accessories again, bringing the gun. He can wield his gun. Then he also has an alternate pair of hands. Just has a pair of open hands, which just work by popping off one, popping this in, so he can just kind of like two-hand his gun if you want him to. But of course, the better gun to do this with is this one. So let's get this out of his hand so we can pop in the boy, which I'm gonna be honest here, guys, I don't know what his name is. I don't think Newage named him, and I don't remember the G1 name. Sorry. But you can see this is an option you can do. So that's fun. It's fun. I wish he had a butterfly joint to help with this, but he does have a downward bending wrist, so mission accomplished. Then of course you can just be sassy with these hands. You can just come on, joints, work with me. There you go. You can be doing that while we talk about this. So, you know, little Target Master buddy. Since the original Universe toy, original Universe toy came with it, and so the Shattered Glass one came with it, and so this one also has one, which it is not at all accurate to the gun. Let me grab it right quick. I do have him here for comparison, but I'll compare with Cyclonus momentarily. Here is like the gun, so you know, I don't know if like this is more accurate to like how he was in G1 or what. I don't overly care that the gun is inaccurate, it's just in case someone does. But yeah, it's not the most stable thing in the world. Like I could easily just like manhandle this thing and just destroy the gun mode. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna properly transform this. So first you just want to lift the legs up and split them. As you can see, you can kind of see how this works. Take this whole joint, move it back, and then move the guns up, like so. Rotate around the thigh, which I'm actually get closer so you can see this. Rotate the foot forward. Same thing over here. Rotate that around. Rotate the foot forward. And then take his arms and just move them down. And then here is his small friend in his small robot mode, which emphasis on small and also weirdly sometimes unable to stand. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, fine. But he has some alright sculpting, mainly in the chest. Like there's a lot of sculpting like right there. Then everything else is just kind of lax. But it works. Articulation on him, the head can move side to side fairly easily. It's probably just like pinned in. Wait, actually no, it's on one of those little pegs. Okay, let me push that back in. Pretty much everything is ball joints. Arms on ball joints, elbows on ball joints at the hips, knees, ankles, so he gets a little bit of rock and like some swivel. And then I guess you can kind of use this joint as an ab crunch, just a little, but not too much, because if you do it too much, you know, there's just a giant peg there and the gun stays. Kind of neat if you could do like the Siege Battlemaster thing, like pop this off, pop it onto his arm, I don't know. But as you saw earlier, he's not the most like stable. Like I can't just put him on a table and he stands. He's I don't know, like his feet. I guess, just need some heel support. Because there's tabs on the backs of them for the gun mode. I'm trying to get him to stand. Come on. Come on. Fine, you're not just gonna... You're right, you're gonna be on the side. Let's get him into a more neutral pose, just for the comparisons, because we got a couple. We always got a couple when the Newage figure comes to town. Just any, like, third-party legends, I think. Because I always compare with a couple companies. Because I know some people were like me, starting out, and they're like, what scales work with what? So, first off, let's get the camera just a bit more back. And down, for that matter. And for starters, here he is with the Magic Square one. So you can see the vast differences here. Whereas one is more animation accurate and the other one is just kind of... You know, I don't really know how to describe like what the Magic Square one is. I still really like it. Like, I don't think this is a bad Legends toy. The jet mode is definitely wonky. But, like, I still find the robot mode pretty fun. I remember when he came out and I really loved it. Like, this is like one of my favorite ones that I've owned. It's like this one just tops it in every way. Honestly, it's kind of giving me like War for Cybertron vibes, like the game, like the head sculpt and sort of like the weird, I don't know, just kind of gives me that vibe with the sculpting. But you could say this is Cyclonus' Shatterglass Armada. I don't know. And then of course, here is the official one. So you can see all three of these faithfully like brought the colors in. Or let me phrase that. This one's more faithful. This one brings in like different shades. Like it's a lighter shade of orange, and it brings in some yellow highlights. Maybe that's why I like it, because like it adds to the color scheme. I don't know. I like that all of them have the little black bits under the knees. Like, these two are for function. He just painted it on. He just knew it had to be there. I think that's kind of funny. And of course, since you've seen it with a Magic Square, here it is with a fellow Newage, which as you can see again, he is very tall. And finally, in Iron Factory, which he, like, at the horns, he is taller than Jetfire's head. And then, just for the comparison, right quick, let me get him transformed. Takes 2 seconds. Here are little gun boys, which you can see there also faithfully. The color schemes are faithfully brought in. Except this one looks so dead. Like, looking at it now, it's like, there's no paint in the eyes. The sculpting looks so, like, murky. It's weird. It's really weird what a good couple of years can do to a figure. But yeah. Overall, this is another just solid Newage release. I do really like it. I can highly recommend it. The More to Meets the Eye one really interests me. I know I've mentioned it a couple times in this video now. But, I mean, it looks really cool. Like, I like it. If it ever goes on sale or anything, like, I'd be down, honestly. Like, it just looks fun. I kind of, like I said, I wish its accessories came with this Cyclonus, because, you know, he's like a more heroic and honorable Cyclonus, so I feel like it being with this one just kind of makes sense. Can I get you to stand just for the end? Jeez, the turntable's gonna be fun with you. Come on. Just stand. Alright, good enough. He's posed, it counts. If he's in the same pose on the turntable, you'll know why. But yeah, again, solid Newage release, highly recommend it. Just fun. I think their next one is a Grimlock, and it has like the IDW head with that one. But I'm gonna get it with Cyclonus. Oh, and for the record, I did see the reveal of the last Shatterglass figure, Soundwave. I do like it. I fear it yellowing every day of my life now. I don't even have it yet, and I'm just... Like, I fear Blaster yellowing, I fear him yellowing. Like, all the ones that I'd probably like the most are the ones that have yellowing. And then also, they're doing like a Magic the Gathering crossover right now. And Shatterglass is part of it? So there's Shatterglass Magic the Gathering cards. What? They even did one for Cyclonus, but it's based on the old Universe toy for like the artwork. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And I will probably buy some of them. I don't know, I don't play Magic, I'm sorry guys. But yeah, I guess that's all the recent news, because I'm filming this like the Saturday before it gets uploaded, so it'll be uploaded the next day. So PulseCon just happened, all the new reveals, Tarn great, Junkion great, Wave 1 honestly just great. The only one I don't care about is Breakdown, but whatever. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews. So please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages. Links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.